Hello everyone, it is Sue here. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to continue working on this change purse. I started it in the video yesterday, so check that out for sure. I'll try to remember to put the link in my description box. And so today we're going to continue on. I did do a little bit with it, which you will notice pretty much right away. So like last night, like I didn't have any of this on here. I did this morning. This is just all pinned down, this fabric. But last night I kept thinking about like this wavy edge. And I'm just not used to that. Not that it's hard to sew. It's just, it takes a little bit longer. And I did the overcast stitch. And I did it on both the inside and the outside. So I did that on my own so that I could concentrate, because this is going to be sold, hopefully, at my mother's assisted living. In November, they have a craft fair where all the proceeds go to Alzheimer's. So like my mother's working on crocheted purses and crocheted pumpkins. And so the crocheted purses, they're probably about that big. They're selling for $10. So like I mentioned yesterday, I figure, well, with all these, slow stitch mini projects that I'm doing, I might as well make something that somebody can sell and make some money. I'm not going to get any money. I don't want it. That's not the point, right? So, okay. So I want it to look neat because I want it to sell. So that's why I took some time and did that. And then I placed fabrics down. And let me show you what it's going to look like. I do have to cut that edge right there. But basically what's going to happen is this is going to go like this. This is going to come down like this, right? And then there's going to be a button that will go right here. And I like having this like orange piece at a slant. It's different. I think it just brings something to the whole piece. But what I did forget, did any of you notice? What I did forget to do when I sewed this, I forgot to put in there the loop that's going to go around the button. So what I was supposed to do was, like, if it's going to be an elastic string or whatever, I was going to put in here and sewn in there so you wouldn't be able to see it. But now what I'm going to have to do is find something pretty that will go around this or this. It's going to be one of these two buttons. And that they can wrap around once or twice, or I'll make a loop that they can, yeah. So, you get it, So that's what it's going to look like. But the best part is this right here. So this is going to go here. I did show this in yesterday's video, and I just loved it. I think it's super, 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 super pretty. And so this is what it's going to look like. So that's the front, and that's the back. So that comes next. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to stitch some of this down. And because I want to stitch all this down and then worry about the two edges, the two sides. And then we'll worry about this in the button. Okay. So now I have to decide, am I going to switch to brown thread or stay with the off-white thread? And I think I'm going to go with brown. I think I'm going to switch it up. So let's see. Let me find a little needle here. And let's do this. This is like all unwound. I have no idea why, but it is. All right. Oop, okay. So let's see. All right. So I'm happy where this is going. I am going to make more of these change purses. They're going to probably be smaller. Where am I going to start? I don't know that it truly matters. I guess I'll start over here. And I think what I'm going to do is, so should I do just a straight stitch or the overcast stitch? So would I do just straight? Or yeah, I'm going to do just straight, but I'm going to try, oh, I don't want to go all the way through. So I do have batting in here. So what I'm going to try to do is just grab the batting and not go through to the other side. That's my goal. So we will see how that happens. And I'm going to try to keep my head out of frame. I've noticed that it's like my head always seems to appear in my videos. And it's like my hair really isn't that messy. It's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. So I'm trying to keep my head out of frame. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm hoping to make 4 more, but a little bit smaller than this, change purses for them to sell. So that will give them 5. I have until I think mid-November. I'll have to ask my mother the exact date of the craft fair. And yeah, if I can do 5 and they can make $50 off of these things that I just enjoy doing. I enjoy stitching. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy talking with all of you. I just enjoy the whole entire process. So, and if somebody can make some money, why not? Right? Why not? So this morning I had to turn my heat on. So it's October. Did I say that already? Today it's October 9th. So this video is going out like 10 days after I've recorded this. But it is October 9th today. Oh, let me make sure I have this where I want it. And it was cold. I mean, it's been cold at night, but it was like most mornings, I'm fine. I don't need to put the heat on. But this morning, there was just like that chill in the air. You know what I mean? Where it just, I just needed to get the chill out. So I turned my heat on for probably like 20 minutes. But it felt good. It definitely felt good. Let me just look at this. Yeah, here I go. Again, not stitching straight. But you know what? This is going to go over it, so you're not going to really be able to tell. So that's good. And so what I had to do yesterday, because tonight it is supposed to go down. Let me go over a little bit. I don't want to get too close to the edges because, well, they will fray. So, so what I did yesterday, because tonight it's supposed to get down to freezing. So it's supposed to get down to like 34. But if it's going to be 34, I just know there's going to be pockets of 33, 32. And for those international folks, 32 is freezing, 32 degrees. I don't know the Celsius for that. Which way should I go here? I guess I'll just continue around this centerpiece. So I had to yesterday go in my garden and take out all of my green tomatoes. So yeah, because they can't freeze, and then thaw, and yeah, they would just be mush. So I took off all my green tomatoes. I have them in a paper bag in my kitchen. And I did this last year too, and it worked really well. So they're in my kitchen in a paper bag. And like every day I'll just peek in there and any red ones that are in there, because they'll turn red over time. All of them will. And I just take them out and I'll use them. So that's kind of my plan. So now my garden has no tomatoes in it. And so now I'm just down to flowers in it, which I love. I love. You know, I have some impatiens out there. I have marigolds out there. Some nasturtium. Yep. So super pretty. So lots of color still in my garden, but nothing to eat at this point. I was going to plant some lettuce, but I think I told you I decided against that because I'm kind of done at this point with the whole garden thing. To be totally honest. Yeah. And then, so what's cool is that I had like a baggie full, you know, a small, like sandwich size baggie full of cherry tomatoes. And since it's going to be so cold tonight, I have to knot this off because I've now gone around this whole thing. So since it's going to be so cold, and it's actually cold today, the high is 60 degrees today. So I'm going to make chili for dinner tonight. Do you guys like chili? Let me know if you make chili and if you make it from scratch and how long you've been doing it. I've only been making chili from scratch probably 3 or 4 years since I've had my garden. And because I started doing that because of the tomatoes. And so I love making it from scratch. I now have the recipe down. I don't even have to like look at anything. I know the recipe. And so what I do is, like I said, I'll be putting the cherry tomatoes in it. Now that's good and bad because I get to use my tomatoes. I know that they taste good. I know that, you know, they were grown organically and all of that. But the only thing is, you know, you have to put tomatoes, that kind of stuff in chili, right? So, or at least the chili I make. And so I'll put these tomatoes in there, so I'll use them. But what happens is as it cooks and the tomatoes basically fall apart, the skins come off. So I don't mind eating some of those skins, but I don't want a pot full of tomato skins, right? So I end up, you know, I'll pick a bunch out. I don't have to pick them all out, but I will pick a bunch of them out. And so that's the only thing that's not the best, but still I get to use my tomatoes and they taste good. And I will put, you know, one of those small jars of tomato paste in there as well. And then I use 2 types of beans. I use like just the Bush's baked beans because I love baked beans. And I put cannoli beans in there as well. I think I'm going to go up here and then knot that off because that's not sewn either. Like right here. So I like putting the 2 kinds of beans. And what's funny is I grew cannoli beans in my garden this year along with navy beans and dragon tongue beans. And I have them, but I didn't take them out of the pea pods yet. So they're nice and dry. They're perfect. I just have to take them out of the pods. And I shouldn't say pea pods. The bean pods. What are they called? Bean, you know, the shell. Bean shells? Maybe that's what it is. And so I just need to take them out and then I can use them in future chilies. I've never used dried beans before, so I'll have to do a little bit of research. I think I need to soak them, like maybe from the night before, something like that. If you know how long, like what do you do with beans that are dry? I have no idea, none whatsoever, but I'm learning. So yeah, so eventually I'll be able to use those beans. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. I don't know what else. I do not know. And I'll just mention, I guess now that, you know, if you want to, if you stitch and make videos or even on Instagram or wherever, and you do mini slow stitch projects, meaning 5 hours or less, and that would include probably a lot of projects, because 5 hours is actually quite a bit, I think, for stitching, unless you're making like something huge, you know, or something very involved. Like my bigger needle book, that took more than 5 hours. But anyways, you're welcome to use the hashtag slow stitch mini project. And anybody that wants to see all of my slow stitch mini projects, you can just click on that and you'll see them. And you'll see anybody else that uses that hashtag as well. All right, so I think what I'll do is, because I have to sew this little section right here, I think I'm just going to do that now and get that over and then come back over here. Well, actually, I'm not going to stitch right here because that I'll stitch, so I'll actually be able to come and stitch there. Well, see, this is going quick. I'm telling you, it goes fairly quick, the stitching. Well, but this is just straight stitching too, so easy peasy. Let me see. I feel like I'm going through, but I'm not. I have like multiple layers of fabric and batting and all that fun stuff. All right, and then I'm gonna knot it off. Sorry, right here. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my head out of frame. If it goes in frame, I'm sorry, and my hair is not that messy. Oh my gosh. All right. So what is today? What is the day that this is posting? Is it the 19th of October? I don't know. But all I know is that if you signed up for the swap, the fabric cluster swap, very soon, if you haven't already, you will be receiving the email with who your swap partner is. So be on the lookout for the email. And what will happen is you will email one another to get your mailing addresses. And it's too late to sign up at this point because the deadline was the 15th of October. And I know it's past that. So, but maybe next time. I mean, I don't know. So I'm co-hosting that with Janie from the Crafting Bookworm. And so, you know, we'll decide if we're going to do more fabric type swaps, like little easy projects type things. So we'll see. We will see. So you just kind of have to stay tuned for that. If we even do it, who knows? So that'll be fun. So watch for the email, and you have to have the cluster mailed to your swap partner no later than November 10th. So those are kind of your dates that you need to remember. And every Monday I put out a crafty chit chat and slow stitching video where I work on different projects, bigger projects. And oh, I guess I'll continue around this orange piece. That's the one thing about stitching pieces like this. You have to decide which way you're going to go. All right. So I think after I get this, like once I run out of thread, which will basically be at the end of this right here. This I can cut now because I've now committed to where this is. So let me cut this. But I'll look at the time once I've sewn this piece down. Well, once I've finished this thread, I'll look at the time, see how long I've been recording, and that might be it for today. All right, so I'm gonna actually knot it here. And oops, oopsie daisy. So now that I talked about the chili, now I want it, and it's before lunchtime. I won't start the chili until like, I don't know, 1 o'clock. It'll be done by 4. Then I'm gonna eat it, but now I want it. Okay, so let's see how I'm doing. All right, I'm at 21 minutes. That is plenty long. All right, so I'll come back and we will finish this off. So one more video and we will have this done. Yeah, and that's it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will get back to you. Go ahead and leave me a comment, say hello. And yeah, I pray that you have a wonderfully blessed day. All right, God bless. Bye-bye.